Thank you for joining us. I'm Naiba Reynoso. Ahead, holiday magic spreads from Descanso Gardens, plus the latest in geographic technology. But first, as vote counting for the 2024 general election winds down, here's one of the ways the Registrar Recorder County Clerk reached out to every eligible voter by making in-person voting available for justice-involved individuals at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility.
We're here at the Twin Towers Correctional Center, one of 7 jail facilities in LA County where we're offering in-person voting experience for the first time this year. We did this in the March presidential primary. We're doing it again for this presidential general election.
Our clients are here in pretrial status. They still have the right to vote. We've been concerned for years that they have not been able to exercise this right, but now we're here and glad to see the Sheriff's Department and the Register Recorder providing this access to our clients so they can come and have their voices heard.
The LA County Sheriff's Department has been participating in registering inmates to vote since 2012. We're registering inmates to vote in partnership with the County Registrar Recorder's Office, the Alternate Public Defender's Office, the Public Defender's Office, JCOD, and a number of our re-entry partners, including the Center for Health Justice.
With regard to eligibility for voting, the inmates in our county jail facilities, for the most part, if they meet the criteria for voter registration, which is being 18 years old, a U.S. citizen, a resident of LA County, they are likely eligible to be registered to vote. Because in California, the only people who are denied their right to vote in a justice-involved capacity are those who are serving time in a state or federal corrections facility for a felony conviction. And most of the residents or inmates at our facilities in county jails would not meet that criteria. We've had a partnership with the Sheriff's Office for many years where we've provided vote-by-mail ballots for inmates, but this in-person voting experience adds some independence to that, gives the voters the opportunity to vote without having to interact with a corrections officer, also gives them the full services of our ballot marking devices, which includes presenting the ballot in 18 languages in addition to English and a number of different accessibility features.
You're good to cast it in? Everything looks good? Yeah, go ahead and shove that in.
Clients are detained, they're presumed innocent. The detention prevents them from having access to going to the polls, but now they're able to bring the polls to the clients so they can have their voices heard.
While we have individuals incarcerated with us, we want to make sure that they have access to all of the rights to which they're entitled to.
I feel that our future is in somebody else's hands. We should all have a voice in it. I feel fair. I feel completely accomplished that I was able to vote behind doors. Thank you. Your process is done.
Tech enthusiasts of all ages gathered at Gloria Molina Grand Park to celebrate GIS Day. It's the latest in geographic information systems and their importance in everyday life.
Welcome to our 17th annual GIS Day at LA County. And GIS stands for Geographic Information System. It's a computer mapping technology we use in the county to support many of our programs and services. GIS is present in 15 different departments across the county with over 150 staff who focus their primary work around mapping and analysis of the county landscape.
In government, every decision affecting our communities, services, infrastructure, and environment happens at different locations throughout our communities. This makes geospatial data and analytics an essential capability for the board, county departments, and our constituents. The county has embraced GIS as a crucial tool in decision-making.
We make maps for the Public Works Department, really focused on community outreach, along with infrastructure management, making sure that the community stays safe by mapping all of our storm drain system. We also develop community profiles so that our director and our staff know the community that they're serving.
For those that are more interested in digging into the data, we have an open data portal with over 500 data sets that can be explored and mapped further on your own.
We have 85 libraries all over LA County, and so we have to be able to understand what our communities have and what they need. Of course, we also have a lot of educational resources. So through LinkedIn Learning, somebody can learn about Python and get a job in the GIS community.
For firefighters coming in and becoming engineers, their job is to still learn the jurisdiction, in their head, not just to rely on their phone. So the paper maps are another tool for them to gain that knowledge and also to be able to respond properly, because maybe the internet's not working, maybe the tech is not working. We have to have backup.
We get lots of little requests for maps all the time, but we build a lot of our stuff online so the public can see it. So if you need to go see your property boundaries, the history of that, we can make that available to you as well. So we do a lot of really fun stuff.
We like to highlight for the public the many ways that GIS is used across our county and our county departments. Many people on a day-to-day basis may find it useful to visit our website at the county, gis.lacounty.gov.
The Thanksgiving holiday brought special moments for people experiencing homelessness with haircuts, hot showers, and hot meals.
Also in our cities and incorporated area and in the watershed.
We're celebrating at Whittier Narrows our annual Homeless Thanksgiving Luncheon. And it is, first of all, dedicated to people who are unhoused that need assistance. So we had over 20 to 30 different resource booths, many of them from county departments, mental health, health services, public health, even our animal control. And we also had a mobile clinic here. And people are receiving free services, a free shower, haircuts, and food. And this is something that we do annually. So this is now my 10th year that we're doing it. And we're very proud that it has grown and grown and we have so many partners.
For a lot of people, leaving their rat is not as simple as leaving a house for you and me. For people, they need someone to look over their belongings. And sometimes if they leave to one place where they get a meal, maybe when they go to get a shower, they might not have access to the meal. So that's why we go to where they're at. So the whole point is bringing services to exactly where they are. So we remove the obstacles they have from getting services.
I've been out here for like almost a year now, without getting too caught up on it. It's everything. It means so much to me to be able to, just the simple things that I took for granted before. It means so much to me to take a shower, just to feel like a regular person. Yeah, it's just very helpful, and that's what I needed. Yes. I needed it.
The holiday season is officially underway with the magical light experience at Descanso Gardens. It's called the Festival of Lights, and it's sure to get you in the holiday spirit. Here's more.
We're so excited to invite you to Enchanted Forest of Light. This is our 7th year of Enchanted, and it's just so special and beautiful. It's a really fun activity during the holidays, and the gardens are aglow. It's all about seeing nature in a different light. If you've come in the spring, you've seen 30,000 tulip bulbs in some of the planters. Tonight, there are electric tulips that put on a show. Or you'll see our oak grove, and the oak canopy will be lit up in purples and blues and pinks. It's really a beautiful night and a great way to spend time with your family or a date night.
And this has been such a treat. It's absolutely beautiful. The music is beautiful. I love the sparkling lights. They were fantastic. They look like a bunch of beautiful little fireflies. And I loved the movement of the tulips.
So when you go in the Rose Garden, the pavilion's all alight. You can have hot chocolate and dinner. There's lots of really yummy, sweet treats. And that's where you'll find the Hibikozo lanterns. They're geometric, and when you spin them, they cast all kinds of patterns on the ground. So the new thing this year at Enchanted Forest of Light is the Descanso Railroad. We opened it in July, and it is a favorite already. It's miniature rails, miniature trains that run through natural landscapes. But tonight, and for the rest of Enchanted, it's lit up. It's all colorful, and you'll find mini versions of some of Enchanted's favorite installations in the railroad. So you'll look for a little glass house. Those are Tom Fruin's art pieces that you'll find on the main lawn, or a little glowing lantern from Hibikozo, which has a whole display over in our rose garden.
It's just so magical, and I think everyone should bring their families here for the holidays.
Enchanted Forest of Light is open now at Descanso Gardens. We're open through January 5th, and you can find out everything you need and get tickets at descansogardens.org.
And now let's take a look inside the cab and under the hood of LA County's fleet of vehicles. Ride into the fire with the LA County Fire Department and learn about the heavy machinery they use when the heat is on.
Hey there, welcome to Meet the Fleet. I'm your host, Ryan Zumalin. In Meet the Fleet, we take you inside the cab and under the hood of some of the biggest and baddest vehicles that Los Angeles County has to offer. Today, we're up here in the hills above Castaic with the LA County Fire Department to talk about the equipment that they turn to when things get rough. So what's the biggest and baddest vehicle in their fleet? Well, it's over 11 feet tall, weighs more than a tank, and it's covered in bright red paint. This is a Caterpillar D8R tractor, converted and reinforced specifically for battling wildland fires in LA County. It weighs a whopping 93,000 pounds, or more than 46 tons. To navigate extreme terrains, it runs on tracks instead of wheels and tires, with treads measuring more than 2 feet wide and 10 feet long. The most impressive feature may be the giant scoop in front, with a blade measuring more than 16 feet across. That means it can clear 30 feet of brush in 2 passes, creating extra wide fire breaks. Under the hood is a turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, kind of like the ones that run in a lot of cars on the road these days. But this one uses diesel fuel, and it's 14.6 liters in size, which is huge. It makes 395 horsepower and more than 1,000 pound-feet of torque. In some cases, it can go up to 1,500 pound-feet. And not only that, but this thing carries a lot of fuel, 165 gallons to be exact, which is enough to keep it running for up to 12 hours. That's critical for getting fires under control as quickly as possible. I'm joined now by Darren Beatty with LA County Fire, one of only a few qualified operators to operate this big thing behind me. So Darren, why is this tractor important to what LA County Fire does?
We use this machine to take the brush, the grass and material off, get down to mineral soil so that when the fire comes up to it, it has no combustible material to burn.
As you can see, we've got a lot of vegetation around here right now because of all the rain, but as it dries out, that could potentially, turn into fuel for a fire really quickly. So that's where something like this comes in.
Once we get into fire season, when all the fuels dry out, it just takes a little ember to start, and then once it starts, if it starts in the right place with terrain, wind, weather, it could be off to the races. And at that point, that's when this machine comes in handy. We have one of these ready 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Inside the cabin, you'll find 2 padded seats, an important feature for county fire operators logging long hours in the hot seat to keep residents safe. Plus, tempered oven window glass to handle extreme heat. There are also Storm King fire curtains designed by NASA. When deployed, they immediately cool down the cabin. In a fire, it takes a lot to keep this thing cool. It can carry 23 gallons of coolant, and there are 2 air purifiers, so operators can move straight through a fire while breathing clean air and staying comfortable. In short, this thing is doing the work that county residents need when the heat is on and fire's on the move. Well, I'm excited to see how it actually works. So do you have anyone that can show me around inside?
Yes, I do. I have John Barrington, which will be meeting here pretty quick. He has over 30 years of experience running heavy equipment. I actually have over 38 years of experience running, so you're in really good hands with the Los Angeles County Fire Department when you get in our machines.
Giant piles of dirt rolling down in front of us.
I think for this job, you have to really love what you do.
Well, it's working hard now. We're going up a steep incline and scraping at the same time into that swoop. So what's the coolest part for you, John?
For me, this is just a dream job. I love doing it. I like fighting fire. I like the action and the excitement of it. It's what I love to do.
Wow, and we're in such a tight trail right now. You just did a 3 or 4 point U-turn, you know, like a ballerina. So because it has these tank treads, you can rotate it so cleanly. Wow, impressive stuff, man. Well, thank you so much, John.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Wow, what a ride. That is not your average truck. This bulldozer is critically important because the LA County Fire Department is predicting a dry season this year. Now, with that, fires could break out and they need to throw every piece of equipment they have at them in order to bring things under control. And when you're building a toolbox, it's really helpful to have a 46-ton bulldozer as a tool. That's all for Meet the Fleet today. I want to thank our friends at the LA County Fire Department for showing us this impressive machine. Thanks for joining us. Join us next time for another fun adventure.
Thanks for joining us. We leave you now with more scenes from the Festival of Lights. We'll see you next time on LA County Close Up.